Hello everyone, it's Lisa here and welcome back to my channel. So today we are building in Forgotten Hollow, and that's the world that came with the Vampires gameplay pack. And we are building on the 30 by 20, which is, I believe, in the bottom left corner from the neighborhood. And yeah, so we are building an old abandoned church, and I'm very happy how it turned out. I really tried my best to make it look spooky, but I do have a problem with making spooky builds or anything like that, because everything I build turns out to be cute somehow, and I don't know, this house was not supposed to be cute, it was supposed to be spooky and haunted and just, you know, spooky. But I tried my best to make it look as scary as possible, and I hope you're gonna like it as well, because I am very happy how it turned out actually, because it is definitely something I'm not that comfortable with. I haven't ever built a church before. No, I have not built a church before. And it is also something, I don't know, I haven't been to a church in years because I'm not religious at all, and therefore I don't go to church. And I haven't seen like the inside of a church in what feels like 10 years also. I think it is maybe like 10 years since I've been to the inside of a church. So the interior of that church is very much like what I would think it would look like, and I don't know, maybe it's not like original or like close to an original church. I don't know, I don't care. I just made what I thought would make sense and look nice, so that's what I did here. And I'm also gonna add a mausoleum to the side, and I hope I pronounced that word right. I even went to Google Translate and let the translate person there pronounce it for me so that I got it right, because it's a word which is very, I don't know, I think it's hard to pronounce, at least for me, and I don't know, but you know, this kind of thing where you have some like graves inside, or like some coffins, I think, something like that. Yeah, and it is also supposed to be like a crypt a little bit, because the house originally should had a crypt, but I don't know, I don't know, I don't like to build underground like basements and everything, so I just decided to add a little crypt to the side. And so the idea of that house is actually not from me. It is from a Discord server, and somebody just said, ask if anybody would want to build like a haunted church, because they would need it for their gameplay. And I was like, like the story idea of it was so amazing that I was like, yes, I want to build something like that, because if you have a whole story in your head, you can just make the builds more detailed and personalized, and it's just nicer, I think. And I had so much fun with building this. And yeah, so the main story behind it is just that this is an old abandoned church and it's for a vampire sim who lives here, and yeah, that's basically it. So yeah, they have taken over the church and they are living here now. And there's also like the crypt, as I already mentioned, is supposed to be like a greenhouse. So very practical, I would say, because you can have all your plasma food trees growing in there. So very nice. And yeah, so I did that, and I'm very happy how it turned out. And I just loved that story idea, so I did that. And it is also off the grid, so it's functional off the grid. You don't need any electricity here, which is kind of nice, so you don't need to pay that much of, you don't need to pay, wait, how's that word called? Like, you don't need to pay taxes? Not taxes, that's something else, but I forgot the word for that, but you probably know what I mean. And I'm sure after the voiceover I will remember the word again, but anyways, so I guess you have a lot of benefits from living off the grid. And yeah, so that's why I just, also it makes more sense for me, I think, because an old abandoned church, why would it need electricity or anything? So therefore it's, I think it's good this way. I'm actually thinking now, I did not pay attention to the whole off the grid thing when I did the bathroom. I just remember that now, while I am doing the voiceover, very good. I'm a pro YouTuber, I'm a pro builder, I'm I'm a pro in all of that, obviously. Yeah, I will look into that before I upload it. So there might be some changes in the screenshots in the bathroom because I have absolutely no idea if the things from the Vampires pack which are used in the bathroom are functional off the grid. I have no idea. Yeah, I will look into that and check that before I will upload it. But you will see that in the screenshots because I actually haven't taken the screenshots yet. So perfect for me, I don't have to redo them or anything. Yeah, but the shape from the church is finished and I'm doing some landscaping now. And I also decided to add a lot of those ivy pieces from, I think it's from Cottage Living, also from Get Together and also from the Vampires pack. I just paired all of them together so that it looks nicely. And I also added some cracks to the wall, like to the little tower thingy in the front, just to make it look a little bit more rusty, like not rusty, but like, I don't know, run down. And yeah, I'm just adding a lot of wild landscaping, I would say. So I'm using those bushes from the Vampires pack, which I never use because yeah, I think you can only use them here in that world, so nowhere else, but I don't know. Yeah, so I use them, and yeah, I'm using a lot from the Vampires pack here actually, and I guess that makes sense because we are building in Forgotten Hollow. That's the world that came with that, and yeah, I just think this church here looked pretty cute. I like how it turned out. Yeah, and all the windows that I'm using are from the Strangerville pack, and it took me quite some time to decide what kind of windows I want to use because it's just, I don't know, it's a church, and oftentimes churches have those like stained glasses in the windows, like, you know, that they are like stained, I think that's the right term. And we do have those from, I think we have them with how's the pack called? The magic one? Magic Realm? No, Realm of Magic. That's how it's called, yeah. There we do have those stained glass window pieces, and also from Get Together we have some, but it wasn't the right vibe, so I just decided to get rid of them and like use the Strangerville ones. And they were perfect, I think. And the front door that I'm using is from Discover University, and I use the tallest wall height there, which is crazy because I never used this the tallest wall height is so big, so I never use it. But here I thought it kind of fit because it's a church, and churches, is that the plural from church? I don't know. But I thought it would be very fitting here. And yeah, I don't know, I never use it, but yeah, now we are working on that little crypt next to the house. And yeah, it was a struggle to figure out the whole entry from that crypt because I wanted to have it on a diagonal. Don't ask me why I wanted it on a diagonal, I just was in the mood to do that like that. But the problem is you cannot build stairs on a diagonal, and this is so annoying. I wish we could do that because it just, yeah, you know, I just thought like that it looks weird, so I'm gonna change it up in the end. I will, yeah, play around with the platforms a little bit and everything, and yeah. I think the exterior from that little crypt here took me definitely the longest to figure out, and it was the most painful to do because I have no idea how those kinds of things look like. It's been ages since I've been to a cemetery as well, and I think those kinds of buildings are not that common on a cemetery, I think. So yeah. Speaking of cemetery, I'm also gonna build one in the front here, like a tiny little one with just some graves, and I think it turned out very nice, I think. Or like, I don't think that nice is the right word for that. It turned out very, yeah, spooky, kind of. I hope it looks spooky, at least a little bit, because I tried my best. Yeah, but I'm just making this a little bit more overgrown as well, because it just makes sense for me. I mean, if nobody lives here, or like a vampire lives here, but they probably don't care about the landscaping and all the plants outside anyway, so therefore I think it's good this way. And cottage living, what I was saying, cottage living was so useful for the whole build. It was actually like, yeah, all the landscaping items from that, the little grass things and the ivy was very useful. And here, I'm so happy that I found this piece. It's a roof piece from base game. and it is perfect for that little building. And it also came in a normal swatch because I think it has this beige color which wouldn't fit here, but the white one looks nice, I think. And I was so happy that I found that one because I could not figure out how I want to do the roof, because I went on Pinterest to see a lot of different pictures from those kinds of mausoleums. I can't pronounce that word, but I looked it up and looked how they look like and everything, and yeah, most of them didn't had like a normal roof. The roof was very like detailed and specific, and it has a lot of sculptures and stuff there, and yeah, I don't know, but I think the roof how it is now turned out pretty nice and it worked pretty good, and I'm happy how it looks now. So yeah, I don't know, I was just very happy that I found those roof pieces. Yeah, but I'm also adding like I've already added some sculptures from vampires because it just makes sense and looks nice, and that's something I saw on Pinterest as well, so I used those sculptures as well. And now I'm working on the cemetery a little bit. Yeah, so I created I placed down some debug fencing items from Cottage Living, and I love this fence here because it looks run down. It is a little bit broken and messy, and it was just perfect. Yeah, and I'm adding some trees which are from the vampires debug menu. I think debug. Maybe they are from the normal build buy, I don't know, but they were pretty helpful just to make everything look more spooky. And now I am adding those grays, and everything from that is from the debug menu from vampires, I believe. And yeah, I think it is. Yeah, so I didn't add too many graves, just a couple of ones, and I'm adding some details to some of them. For example, here I kind of was in the mood to create this little... Is it like a fountain? I don't think it's a fountain. I think it's like something where birds can drink of. I don't know the English word for that, but you can see that. And also this sun clock thing there was something, I don't know, I browsed some pictures on Pinterest and it was looking nice. I don't know. I saw those kinds of graves there and yeah, I don't know. So I'm just adding some grass here and there and also some flowers just to make it look nicer, and yeah, I think it turned out nice. I don't know, I like how it turned out. I'm very happy with that build actually. It took me about 3 hours to build, I think. Yeah, I think something like that, and most of it was just figuring out the whole structure and everything. So yeah, and there's a lot of landscaping everywhere. But I like that. It just makes everything look more messy and a little bit more run down. And here's actually, I'm adding some color. The flowers there are a little bit colored, and I think that's basically like the most color you will see in that build because most of it is just very very greenish, or like, I don't know, not that colorful. That's all I wanted to say. Yeah. And here I'm adding a little what is that, like a bench and some trash cans, and I believe I did not add a mailbox somewhere as well. I forgot about that as well. Oh my god. Yeah, I will add a mailbox as well. Yeah, because I think the game probably generated a mailbox somewhere weird, so I need to get rid of that one and place it in a place where it makes sense. Yeah, now I'm doing the terrain paint, and also if you could see that I add this bell on top of the church tower, I would call it, I don't know. Yeah, and it is from base game, from the debug menu. I just sized it up like multiple times because it's super tiny and I needed a big bell because I think it makes sense for a church. Normally they have those kinds of things, I think so. Yeah, so I placed it there and I think it turned out nice. Yeah, and also I'm adding a clock there in front, like on top of the front door. And now I am working on the interior because the exterior is finished. Yeah, I decided to give them an organ here, or not organ. I think it's called organ, yes. Exactly, I placed that one down there because it just makes sense for a church, I think, like especially if it's an old church or like a vampire's church. And there your vampire can also practice the organ and like, yeah, have it as a skill building item because there is a skill for the organ. Yeah, there's an organ skill. I don't know. That word seems so weird for me because for me organ is just, it's something you have in your body, and it's, yeah, you know, like in the human body, those kinds of things like your liver and your stomach and your lungs. Those are organs to me. So that was that's pretty weird to use this word for something like that. But anyways, you probably know what I'm talking about, but I just like to add that there. And also, I completely forgot about that. Yeah, you know what I also forgot about? Adding a door to this little hallway I added there. So I'm gonna switch up some things in a bit because I realized, my Sims can't go there. But anyways, yeah, I've added this wedding arch here, which is from, how's that pack called? Cottage Living, yeah. And I thought it would be super fun if your vampire Sims could get married here, because it's, I don't know, your vampire Sims, if they're getting married, it's unusual that they would get married in a normal kind of build, like, I don't know, or I mean it could be, but I just think that this place is also perfect for a vampire wedding. That's all I wanted to say. I think it's very nice, and the interior is very run down and old, and I think that's perfect. So I decided to add a wedding arch there as well. So if you want to set this as a park, or maybe you also want this as a residential, you can do anything you want with that. And yeah, I just thought it's a nice addition. And also this wedding arch just looks amazing. I think it looks so cute. And also I was very happy to see that there are also some swatches which are not that colorful and not that intense or like that green. So the one I use now, I think looks a little bit not that fresh, and yeah, I like that. So now you can see that I've added this little door there to the side of that little tiny hallway I placed there. I just did that because I didn't know how else I would do the top flooring. Like, I needed to use a ladder here, definitely, because anything else was not possible. Yeah, and I've added a little tiny kitchen here just because to make it functional as a residential lot. And yeah, I think it also makes sense to have a kitchen in a church, maybe. I don't know. I have absolutely no idea. Like I already mentioned, I don't go to church. I haven't been in one since ages. So yeah, but I just thought I want to add a church. So I did that. And yeah, I'm using the stove and also the fridge from Cottage Living, and they both work off the grid, which is amazing. And also the sink there is from the Laundry Day stuff pack, which also works off the grid. The only thing is a little bit annoying when you're like doing stuff off the grid is that you cannot really use normal lights, and yeah, you really have to look which lights you can use and which you can't. And then the problem is that they always have this yellow light to them, which makes sense because they are like candles and everything, but I don't like this yellow light. So I always change that with the Better Build Buy mode by Twisted Maxi. Super helpful. Yeah, because you can switch the color of the lighting in build mode. And yeah, I did that, and I'm very happy how it turned out, how the coloring of the rooms is not that yellowish anymore. Yeah, now I'm working on the bathroom, and yeah, like I said, I have no idea if the appliances I used, if they are working off the grid. I will check that, and yeah, I will check that. I don't know, but everything I'm using here is from the Vampires gameplay pack. Yeah, just because I never used those items and I thought they were quite fitting here. Yeah. Also, one thing, you know that it's Halloween soon, and I think, yeah, on Sunday it's Halloween. And since I am also streaming on Sundays and also Wednesdays, I thought that I want to do some kind of Halloween special stream. So I think I will try to renovate the Realm of Magic on that Halloween stream. So if you want to hang around there and maybe, I don't know, say hi or see what I'm building there, feel free to come around. I think I will post something about that on the community tab as well if you want to see that or come around and everything. And yeah, I think we will do something spooky and everything, and I will dress up as something Halloween themed, I think. I'm not sure yet what, but something like that. And yeah, I'm very much looking forward to that. And it would be super cool to see some of you there. It starts at, oh wait, I think at 9 p.m. CET, but the problem is there are some time changes on Sunday here in Germany. So the time changes. So I will have to look into that. But I think it's gonna be 9 p.m. CET, but like I said, I'm gonna post that on the community tab here as well. So anyways, yeah, I'm doing this little mausoleum or crypt or whatever you would call it now. And I decided to add some coffins here on the wall as well, because you can rotate. You can rotate them with the tool mode, which is perfect. So I did that and placed them against the wall, and I kind of thought that this looked nice. And yeah, there I'm using this old coffin in the middle so that your vampire sim can sleep there, or also your normal not vampire sims can sleep there. And yeah, I'm just cluttering everything up here, and I also add those plant boxes here so that your sims can grow some plasma trees so that they can get food and don't starve to death. So yeah, or that they don't need to drink from other sims, because that's evil. You shouldn't do that, but I don't know. It's The Sims. Anyways, we are coming to the end of the video. Yeah, because after that room I'm finished with decorating. So I really hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, then please give it a thumbs up. And you can also subscribe to my channel if you haven't done that already. And yeah, you can find the tray files on my Patreon, and you can find the gallery link in my description. Yeah, wait, what am I saying? You can find it also on the gallery. My ID is sunnysimsieyt, and you can also find it, yeah, I will, oh my god, this is a mess. I will add 2 links in the description box. One of them goes to it's the direct gallery link, and the other one is for the Patreon link, so that you can see that and find it there easy if you want to. That's what I wanted to say. Okay, so thank you so much for watching, and I hope I will see you all in the next video. Goodbye, everyone!